A reference group is a group to which we surround ourselves with. We use reference groups to identify social norms. In other words, reference groups are psychologically significant for one's attitudes and behavior. Each of us belongs to several reference groups. Each group provides different values, such as close relationships, for example. Types of reference group can be the primary group, which is an anchor point for individuals. We all were born into a primary group, our family. Also, close friends can be primary groups. Basically, everyone that you surround yourself with on an almost daily basis and that you have frequent contact with. This primary group has the biggest influence on individuals. As we say, who you surround yourself with is who you become. The secondary reference groups are formal, impersonal, or business-like relationships. These groups are based on specific goals. The contact is less frequent. Examples for secondary groups can be any social group, like your tennis club or the book club or work partners. In terms of marketing, people who gather together and develop relationships based on shared interests or product usage are called brand community. For example, individuals who join a Harley-Davidson club will start to purchase Harley-Davidson motorbikes. Further types of reference groups can be classed as formal or informal. A formal group interacts on a less personal level. Relationships are usually temporary rather than long-lasting. Formal groups can be colleagues, membership clubs, or religious groups. Formal reference groups are an easy target for marketers since they are easier to identify. For example, an individual in the office might feel a little bit under pressure to go out for lunch in an expensive restaurant because all other colleagues do so. Informal groups are small social groups where people interact on a regular basis and are usually close to each other. The opinion of the group members is very important and can easily influence buying behavior. Example for informal groups are close friends or fellow students. The last subcategory of reference groups can either be aspirational or dissociative groups. Aspirational stands for groups that we desire to become a member of. In other words, any group that an individual wishes or aspires to join with. Dissociative groups are groups we wish to avoid. Now, reference groups influence our opinions, beliefs, attitudes, and behavior. They often serve as our role models and inspiration. Marketers use reference groups to lend credibility to products and draw potential customers to purchase certain products. Reference groups are important because they influence how consumers interpret information and make purchasing decisions. Well, how do they influence? Well, we've got the informational influence, which is based on a desire to make informed decisions and to find the best choice. The individual seeks for advice that could have reliable information about the product and makes a decision based on others' opinions. Example can be professionals or friends, but basically anyone who has knowledge about, the subject. Example, the toothpaste company.
And the tougher your teeth, the less tooth decay.
COVID.
They use professionals to promote their products. Normative influence is when an individual wants to satisfy a certain group's expectation to get acceptance. It's also occurs when an individual fulfills others' expectations in order to avoid getting judged. For example, Wharton, shown below, is targeted at executives to ramp up or be run over, join us or be left behind. sort of situation. The other one is value expressive influence. Here, the individual likes or admires the reference group and attempts to mimic it. Identification with the valued other enhances self-esteem. For example, sales of gear that features logos or colors of sports teams is a good example of value expressive influence. Individual customers are influenced in different forms from different people and groups. Successful marketers have the talent of recognizing different reference groups and using the knowledge of how they influence buying behavior in the future to their favor.